Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Echo. In today's video, we're doing another TBR jar picks my May TBR, because yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Also, you might notice in this video, I moved my camera from, because usually I'd be like kind of sitting on the floor here and having to get up and down because I don't have a phone stand, so I have to prop it up on a thing, and for me to be in frame, I have to I have to sit, and I hate doing that. I hate having to get up and down, so I switched where I put my phone. So yeah, anyway, that's irrelevant. So we're just gonna get into it. I added a few more prompts since last time, so hopefully there are no duplicates in here. But yeah, let's just get into picking the first prompt. Okay, got one. Let's see what this one is. Okay, oh, a spine that is a different color than the rest of the cover. Just gotta look real quick at all the spines that I have. Could put Don't Let the Forest in. I don't know how many books I have that actually have spines that are different color than the rest of the cover. Oh, technically that's one. Okay, from just, oh, well technically this too. Okay, I have a few options here. I'm just gonna grab, this is kind of one also. So I have a few different options. We have Book Lovers by Emily Henry, These Violent Delights, Don't Let the Forest In. That's kind of the same color, honestly. It's not like super different. That's really kind of brown, so maybe we'll leave that one out. And then we have Ace of Spades, which has a blue edge. I feel like the one that doesn't match the rest of like the cover the best is probably Book Lovers by Emily Henry. So I think we'll go with this one because I feel like, you know, it has like the most like the most different color than the rest of the books. So this is obviously a romance. This, I think, is some sort of like rivals to lovers. Okay, so basically they agree to go to this place called Sunshine Falls, which is like a trip. It's a little vacation town or something. And I don't know, she ends up finding one of her like rivals is there or something, and they fall in love. I don't know, but that's basically this book. I'm not explaining this book well at all, but it's an Emily Henry book. I have read one other Emily Henry book, which is on my shelf. It's Beach Read, which was pretty good. I like that book. I think I rated it 4 point something. I don't remember exactly, but it was pretty good. I liked it. I have heard that that book is written a bit differently than the rest of her books, I think. I don't know for sure, but that's what I've heard. But Beach Read is also her most popular one. From what I can tell, Book Lovers seems to be kind of a lesser favorite, like one of the lower ones of the Emily Henry books. From what I can tell, at least, it seems like less people like this one than her other books. But I don't know. I'm someone that doesn't like second chance romances, and that's Emily Henry has multiple of those. So I'm just not really interested in that, you know. But anyway, let's just get into the next prompt. So first one, Book Lovers. Oops, fantastic. But let's. I think I'm only gonna pick 8 books this time, by the way. Normally I'd pick like 10, but you know, I'm not even reading. I usually don't even like, at most I probably read roughly 4 books in a month for most of the time. Occasionally can be more if I'm like really moving it, but most of the time it's like 3 to 4 books a month. But anyway, let's get to the next prompt. All right, random number generator. Okay, I gotta pause the video for this because basically this one, I get a random number generator. I count to whatever book that correlates to on my shelf, and that's the book that we get. So I'll be right back because I have to grab my computer so I can pull up the random number generator. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I grabbed my computer. I honestly don't know how many books I have that are unread, but I put 130 as the maximum that I can get on this. Because I'm assuming that's probably, I don't know how many I have on my physical TBR. So we're just gonna click generate. I don't know how well you can see this, I'm gonna be honest. It's probably not very well, but let me turn my brightness down. But let's just click generate, and 34. So I'm gonna count off camera, so you don't have to just watch me counting. So I'll be right back when I count to the 34th book on my shelf. Okay, I have returned. I have gotten to the 34th book there, and the book that was selected was Red, White, and Royal Blue, which this is like also a very popular book. Like, I think this is one of the OG like popular book talk books that was like really popular in there. I have had this book, I honestly think, for maybe over 6 years, honestly, and I have not read it. So it's probably good that I'm getting to this one. I think this is also maybe kind of an enemies to lovers romance. I don't know. But basically, the main character, the dude's mother, is trying to become the president or something, and stuff happens. He ends up they meet the Prince of Wales. I don't know what that was. And they fall in love and stuff. But I don't know. I watched the movie of this actually, which, you know, you would think I would read the book before I watched the movie, but no. I just read instead, or I just watched it instead. I don't know what I'm saying, but this is the next book. Hopefully I'll like this one, because I've heard it's pretty good. But yeah. Anyway, that's the next one. We got 2 romances. Hopefully I'm not just reading romance, because I definitely want to add some fantasy and maybe sci-fi to this TBR, because that's what I've been reading the most of lately, honestly. So, gimme. Okay, oh, look how skinny this one is. But anyway, I cut that one real skinny. Oh, a book from this is perfect. A book from the library. Okay, we're gonna go with this one, just because this is one of the ones that we're gonna be on my TBR no matter what. This one is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This has to be my favorite romance author. I love her books so much. I've read her 2 other ones, these 2, The 7-Year Slip and A Novel Love Story. Have to say, so far, 7-Year Slip has been my favorite book by her. Love it so much. I'm also really excited for her next book that's coming out soon. But anyway, all of Ashley Poston's books have a sort of magical realism to them. They're kind of like, I don't know if they're like, I don't know how best to describe it, but they're kind of like a women's fiction with romance and some sort of magical thing put in them. I'm talking too fast and too much, I can't breathe. But basically, what this book is about is this person, Florence, that's her name, right? Yeah, Florence is a ghostwriter for one of those most like prolific romance writers ever, and or in the industry, but she has like a problem, obviously. She had like a horrible breakup and she doesn't believe in love anymore, and her editor is refusing to like give her more time to work on the book and stuff. But then she gets a horrible call that her father has died, which isn't great. So she ends up going back to her hometown and being there for her father's like funeral preparations and stuff. But as she's like walking around or something, she finds a ghost standing in front of the funeral parlor's front door. By the way, she can see ghosts. I'm pretty sure her and her father can see ghosts, by the way. I think that's a part of the book, from what I've heard, at least, I think. But she sees a ghost, and guess who it is? Her editor apparently is now dead. And apparently he has like unfinished business that she has to now like help him out with and stuff. And I guess they end up falling in love. Imagine falling in love with a ghost. Couldn't be me. But yeah, that's basically kind of the gist of this book. She has to help him, I think, with his unfinished business or whatever. And yeah. Also, I just said that I was hoping that these wouldn't all be romance books, but I then pick up another romance book when I had I have multiple other. Listen, I love Ashley Poston, but I have multiple other library books that I could have picked instead of another romance, but who cares? It's my TBR. So yeah. Anyway, let's pick the next one. Let's see what this one has to say. All right, a place in the title. I'm gonna look at my Kindle real quick just to check if any of these have a place in the title, because I might, I don't know, I might want to do a. Yeah, none of these have places in the title, so we're just gonna turn this off. But yeah, let's take a look. I don't think, does Dune count as a place? It's a planet. But I honestly don't know if I have any books with places in the title. Let me take a look here. I feel like I might not have one with this prompt. At least I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the books that I have that have a place in the title. So I think we're just gonna have to pick another prompt for this. Cause I'm not seeing any. You know, you would think when I was putting the prompts in, I would check to make sure that I have books with all these in them, but no. Well, are those places? Is Beartown a place technically? Is it? I mean, it's not a real place. But would this technically count? I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably not gonna read this book if I pick it. So. Because, you know, it's like summer vibes, man. It's not summer yet, but it feels like summer a bit. I think we're just going to pick another prompt, because there's really not any other book that I have, at least that I remember, that has any place in it. So we're just going to have to pick another one. And, oh, one fell out. So I guess that's the chosen one. So let's see what this one has to say. Okay, a person on the cover. I don't know why I'm showing these to you, because you can't read them anyway, because they're backwards, because of how I film my videos. But anyway, a person on the cover. This has a person on the cover. I'm sure I have a bunch more with people on covers. I have the stand-in, which has a person on the cover. Wow, I have a lot less ones with people on covers than I thought I did. Well, that one I have a curtain. You know, we'll just go with this one. This one I've started, actually, but I'm not gonna be able to finish it this month. And by this month, I mean April. I'm filming it in April, so I might post in April. I don't know. But anyway, this is Starbaker. I talked about this in my last video if you watched it, from recommendations that of books that my mother picked. Well, actually, I forgot. I have Kindle books. I forgot, so I could pick something off of this because there are multiple books in here that have like people on the cover. Also, when I say people, they don't have to be real people, they can be illustrated. But I think I'm gonna put outdrawn on my this TBR. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. But I think I'm gonna put outdrawn. It's a Rivals to Lovers romance. That's the cover of it. Basically, the gist of it is this woman, she gets her like dream job of being like a comic person, and so she can make comics at this company, and it's like her dream job and stuff. And I'm not explaining this well at all, my brain's not working, but basically her rival from like back in college is working there, and they end up having to work on the same team, and they're both team leads, so they end up having to work together, and they fall in love at some point. But yeah, another romance book. Boy. Okay, anyway, hopefully the next one might not be a romance book. Let's just get in here. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I think my brain is dead. But anyway, ooh, a horror. What's a horror that I have? I have some horrors down there. I have some horrors there. Queer horrors. Could do. Ooh. Well, actually, I think yes. I think we'll go with this one. One that I picked up before, Don't Let the Forest In. This is also a queer book, but basically I think the gist of it is this person, whatever he draws comes to life in this forest, and he draws very like evil creatures, but he has to go and like defeat them for some reason. And I think this other dude that he's like friends with ends up like finding out and like coming to help him take him out, and I don't know if they end up like in love or something, but something ends up happening. But it's a horror. I've seen very good things about this book, and I'm very interested in reading it. Also, this book has art in it. They have like the actual drawings that the dude draws in this book, because I flipped through a little bit and I saw a few of them, and they look pretty cool. So yeah, that's that one. Finally, one that's not like a specific romance. So how many more are we doing? We have 5 books, so we're gonna do 3 more. That's math. All right, I picked this one. All right, a queer book, fantastic. Let's pick. We're doing this one. I already know exactly which one I'm doing, and that is The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. This is like I think it's like a high fantasy, but basically I've also already started this month. I started at the beginning of the month, but I just wasn't, like, it was really good, but I just wasn't feeling like I needed like something simpler for my brain for a second, so I picked up and reread The 7-Year Slip. But anyway, The Spear Cuts Through Water, this is like a high fantasy. Basically, these 2 warriors have to like shepherd this god across a land to escape these like 3 terrors who are like kind of the rulers of this magical land, and they like siphon power off of this god, because I believe that the god is their grandmother, so they kind of have like they kept her trapped for like a very long time in this cave or something, and these two it's originally one warrior like breaks her out or something, and I don't know how the two warriors meet, by the way. I don't know how that happens, but they end up having to help her get away from the three terrors, because otherwise they would like immediately lock her up again, and they have to help her to freedom and stuff like that. That was not a good explanation, but that's what happens in this book. I also believe, I will say probably to check your trigger warnings for this one, and probably also don't let the forest in, because this, I believe I heard there's cannibalism in this. I don't know how graphic it is, but I will say I already have like so many, I'm like what, 50 something pages in? Yeah, 56, and I already have so many tabs and underlines in this book. The writing is amazing. Like, I'm not even that far in, and I already know it's amazing. But yeah, okay, next one is going to be, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, let go. Okay, the next one is more than 500 pages. Jeez. What's a book that I own that's more than 500 pages? We could do Dune. That's more than 500 pages. The Nightingale. That's also more than 500. I'm gonna look at my books for a second, and I'll be back when I select one. Okay, perfect. I found one. It's a Kindle one, actually, because I thought of it for a split second, and I was like, ooh, I want to read that. It is another fantasy, and it is The Sword of Kagan. I don't know or Kaigan. I don't know which one it is, but it's by Emma Wong, and I loved Blood Over Brighthaven. I don't have the actual book right now because I gave it to my mom to read because I wanted to read it because it's one of my favorite books ever now. I rated this book a 6-star, and I love it. So her other book, Sword of Kagan, is on Kindle Unlimited, so I figured I should read that because it's also over 500 pages. It said it's like 651, so that's the next book I'm gonna be reading. And the final one, this video is taking a lot longer than I feel like it usually does for me. The final prompt is going to be this one. Let's see, this feels like a long one. What does this say? Oh. Okay, I don't have any of those, so it's an enemies to lovers romance, and I don't think any of the books I have are those. So we're gonna have to pick a different one. Just let's please be one that I actually have. Now this is the final one. All right, a pretty cover. So basically that's like almost a free pick, honestly. Basically any book I have that I think has a pretty cover. I have a plethora of choices for this one. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Ooh. Do I really think this is a pretty cover? I don't really, honestly. Like, it's not a bad one, but it's not really pretty, you know? I was talking about Circe, by the way, because this is the other book that's gonna be on my TBR no matter what. So I'm just gonna kind of stick this over here real quick, because it's gonna be on my TBR no matter what. So I'm just gonna stick it over there. But the cover, like, it's not ugly, but it's not pretty. I'll be right back because I don't want you just to have to sit and watch me forever. So 1 second. Okay, I've selected the final book, and that book is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This is it fantasy? I don't know if it's like specifically fantasy, but it's like magic. It's like there's like witches and stuff like that. Basically, I think it's the main guy wants to prove that he can be seen as like an actual, I think it's called a brujo, is what it's called in this. Oh, and his traditional Latinx family is having problems accepting his gender because the main character is also trans. But he's for some reason, he goes to a cemetery and he's trying to summon his cousin for some reason. I don't know why he's trying to summon his cousin, but he is. And he accidentally summons this other dude, and he's like refusing to leave because he has like unfinished business. And he's like, hey, you summon me, help me finish my business. And the dude's like, all right, fine, if it'll make you go away. And they end up doing all that stuff, and I think they end up like kind of falling in love and stuff, because it says in here, like, the more the dude spends with the ghost, the less he wants him to leave. So yeah, that's that one. I actually got a decent mix by the end of it. It wasn't only romances, magically, which is great for me. But anyway, we're just gonna, real quick, to go through all the books that I selected. I think how many books did I pick? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I ended up picking 9, I think. So yeah, but anyway, I picked 2 Kindle books, Outdrawn by Dina Gray and The Sword of Kagan by Emma Wong. So that's the 2 Kindle books that I picked. The rest of them are Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews, The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez, Circe, which is one that I'm just putting on my TBR no matter what, because I have to return it to the library relatively soon. So, it's going on my TBR. And then Cemetery Boys by Eden Thomas, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and finally, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is a lot of talking, and I can't breathe. But anyway, that's this month's, or May's TBR. Am I realistically going to finish all of these books? Probably not. But am I gonna keep the TBR like this anyway? Yes. So, yeah, anyway, that's this TBR. If you guys enjoyed this video and me talking absolute nonsense, it's like that for the rest of my videos. So you should make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.